Apparently we're live, Deacon. Let's do this. Nothing to introduce on the screen because it's audio only for now. But hello, everyone. Welcome to Game Week 20 live stream. What a mess. We've got 2 minutes till kickoff. So we won't go through all the teams, Alex. But I think it's fair to say it's a mess. Anyone that's got 11 out, well played, I think, is the way we put this.
Yeah, I think it's obviously Man United, Rep, no Larson, and then a bunch of the random 4.5s we've all loved to rely on have now fallen out of favour. I don't know if that's the end of picture now. Maybe he won't be playing anymore. Because I know some people said that when everyone comes back and fit again, that he might not start. So no fun if you own him.
I'm a bit gutted it's audio only because me and you are sat here in Christmas jumpers in like 90-degree heat because obviously it's Boxing Day, I think, in the actual game. So we tried to make it fairly festive again to try and make it real life with what's going on in the sim. So yeah, it's not like it's really hot out. I might take my Christmas jumper off if no one can see us.
Oh, we've got to keep them. Cameras will hopefully be on at some point.
Yeah,
We've got to keep them on. Dedication to the cause.
We'll leave it on. What I don't know, I'm sure we'll get a message from Captain, is if there's no how we'll see the goals. We only see them on Twitter, like everyone else, but I'm sure we'll be told in a second. So it's a bit new to us as well. We wasn't expecting this. We kind of knew Captain was out and about, but we didn't know how this was going to work. But we're on the way, so we won't run through the team. It's a minute till kickoff. I will say I'm on wildcard this week, and I've got 7 men. So absolute shambles. I could probably use the worse word than that, but 7 men on wildcard.
No, I think you've definitely got the worst end of the luck. I've got 10 Larson vice captain bench, but managed one of them being Gunnarsson, so let's call it 9. But yeah, I think you've probably faced the worst end of the luck. I think most people may have got at least 9 or 10 out. Those not on many United, I'm only on 1. Probably managed to get more out than others, but yeah, I think probably not the best week to wildcard in the sense of variance, but long term you'll be all right, I reckon.
Hopefully. We're underway. Kickoff has started. I think everyone can see, everyone just can't see our faces. So attacking formation for Arsenal, unsurprisingly at home to Man City, we would have expected that. And same, it's all the home teams again. Here we go, one by one. All the home teams going to be attacking, I think. But that was apart from Tottenham. Well, Tottenham are slightly cagily.
Yeah, I know a lot of people have punted on some Leicester players, but I wasn't so keen. Spread out their goals a little bit too much, but let's see what we get.
Yeah, I almost got Delaney. I had some and ahhing about my 5th defender. I knew I was going double Man United, double Chelsea. 5th defender was up in the air. I went Gardner in the end, but it could have been Tarico, it could have been Delaney. At least Gardner's playing. So it's Man United that fucked me up, really. All 3 of them out. So it's the main reason I wildcarded, to take advantage of their good games. I was kind of committed from about 4 weeks ago with my transfers. So then we found out that they're all blanked in 24, which partly upset my plan. And then they decided to throw a rep in as well. So
well, you could free hit 24, and that's an all right option. Yeah. I've got 2 free hits, so I'll be doing that.
Could be a goal here. Here's a goal. The unknown man for Leicester. The 2nd minute debut goal. Andreas Arman. Can't tell you a lot about
in the game.
Is he a regen?
I don't know. I've never heard of him.
Got like a Swedish sounding name. Maybe they've bought him from Sweden. I don't know who he is.
No, but he's got. I don't know if anyone can tell us he's a regen.
I think he was playing right midfield. I did have a look at the teams, obviously, when they came out, to try and find any quirks. There were plenty of quirks tonight to look at. But that was the big quirk, I think, that were one of the quirks that he was playing.
There's your Delaney assist.
Of course there is. I'll let you update with the things like that. So with Captain's on his way home, he's going to update the video printer and the scores. So anyone obviously watching at the moment won't be able to see any of the updates. So we'll just have to try and read that. But yeah, Leicester 1, Coventry 0. No one's got Arman because he's a debut, so he's not in the game. Chance for Newcastle with Cole Court. And that's a goal as well.
Dire assist. No, I don't think many people will be earning much Newcastle outside of maybe Shearer.
Gardner clean sheet wipeout. Lovely.
I think it was very likely, wasn't it?
2 goals in the first 2 minutes. I'm not used to this when I'm on stream.
Yeah, last
I
time
usually
I
have to
was
wait
on, we didn't have anything for about half an hour, I don't think.
Well, they don't usually any goals in the first 10 minutes whenever I'm on, so I'm spoilt tonight. 2 goals in 2 minutes. So yeah, player no one's got the capacity to own, and then a clean sheet wipeout for a lot of people as well. I think that was a dire assist. Andrew's just put in the chat. So more
it was
returns for him.
assist. Yeah,
more returns for him. I don't know what that is now. It must be like 4 weeks in a row or something. It feels like that he's got something.
Petit free kick. Oh no, nothing.
Amy Tor reckons captain's like Danger Mouse.
Zenden. Oh.
So we can have a quick talk through the teams. Let's just see what happens. Here's your boy Zenden. You got him
in. Oh, no. Yeah, I went Zenden, although he was on 90%. I think really most of the time people play on 9%, like 2/3, maybe 3/4 of the time. Even with injuries, you find players like Zenden who play most weeks will just play on 9%. So
quick scoop around the team. So your Man United Barthez in goal, the 2 Nevilles in defence with Ronnie Johnson and Tim Howard's brother. I don't know who the 4th Man United defender is.
I don't know.
I would refer to him as Tim Howard's brother, but he's playing left back. Mr. Annoying Luke Chadwick. That's how I hate owning him. I just no interest in owning him, but he's managed to survive the rep. So he's playing Dunn, Scholes and Giggs, and then York and Cole. So what's that? 4 regular starters there, should we say? Probably Barthez, Gary Neville, Chadwick, and York, isn't it?
One hell of a bench as well.
Yes, it's a rep game. Poor old Wes Brown. He's really good in this game. We still can't get a game when they're going through all of this. So
I'm not even going to attempt to pronounce the last guy on the bench. Callum
Mooney-Ruck.
Mooney-Ruck.
If he was a bit older, Alex, you'd remember him from real life. The fact you're so young means you don't
never heard of him in my whole life. We've already got it kicked off with the Alex can't remember any of the players in real life.
You know some of these ones from Man United, but
oh yeah, I remember. I was alive when this game came out. Just
then I'll say it was a possible rep game. We know the possibility of a rep game, so we shouldn't be surprised. And I've been calling a couple of times that maybe they shouldn't be so giving with the leaks. And they obviously gave us no sort of insight this week that there'd be a leak in the Man United team. So kind of asked for this myself by saying that they shouldn't leak all of the rep games. So it's happened. Tottenham look like they're at full strength. Interesting for them. Obviously not for this game. We don't expect anything from Tottenham tonight. But Matt Everington is playing again, left midfield, 4.5 million. He probably becomes the best 4.5 million, I would think, if he is a regular player. He's obviously got Quinton Fortune there, Christian Ziege there, who can play there as well. But positive sign for Everington.
Yeah, he's good. He's good in game as well. He does, if he is to play, which you see in Sims that he plays a fair amount of games. He's all right for returns, gets involved, crosses the ball quite a bit, and they've got a decent pair of or set of forwards.
Could be trouble it, by the way. Flitcroft's just gone through Finnan. Oh, only a yellow. Plays for England, doesn't he? Quite a lot if you get through 3-4 seasons. He's normally England's.
Yeah, he does. Yeah, he's decent. He was all right. Was it last season when he sort of suddenly started playing as well?
At the end, yeah, he broke through the last sort of 10 game weeks or so. I think he's
decent. And to be honest, other than Nolan, I'm not that confident in any of the 4.5s playing regularly enough. So, to be honest, if you're getting down to your third on the bench, someone like Etherington with a bit of upside is often quite a good idea, I think. Yeah,
I went Nolan and Gunnarsson for that reason, thinking they were the more nailed ones. They were my 2 4.5s. I managed to stretch the third one up to McAnuff. So I went with 2. On to Watford, few interesting picks from them. I don't know who this Tom Lyons is in the sweeper role. And then in central midfield, it's Petkoff, Glass, Swannell. So no Pitcher, he's not on the bench either. So even though Johnson's out, Pitcher's not playing. And Marcus Gale in up front for this one. They've been shuffling the strikers around a little bit lately. I think obviously Helgeson's played the majority. Noel Williams has played a bit. And now Marcus Gale's up front. Here's Ricard with a chance.
You do see that quite a bit in Sims. When I was
goal. Hamilton Ricard was in my normal team that I just wild carded out of.
I've got him. So That's a nice little goal to go with, but he's quite highly owned still, I think, after Borough's decent run. And this wasn't really a week where you needed to take him out if you didn't have to. I'm not sure I don't even know what Middlesbrough's fixtures are.
Not great. They've got a lot of away games coming up.
Yeah, so I think it's probably around about. But yeah, you got Arsenal at home, then Watford away. So you're probably holding on to any boroughs for a couple of weeks, and then lots of aways and United, Chelsea at home. So yeah, it's probably the last couple of weeks where Rickard will be haunting those non-owners.
Yeah, I had him and one chop, and I didn't really want either of them for the foreseeable. I sort of dead ended with those two, knowing I was wildcarding. So yeah, standard that one of them's delivered the week I take him out. But I think the pod I did with FPL Gills earlier this week had those two at the mid-price strikers did seem to come out looking the best to me. Probably one chop, probably best of all, I would say. But a little bit more Rickard, but I think he's probably debatable whether he's worth it. I think Middlesbrough probably will score more goals than Man City over the season, so you could argue it's worth it.
Yeah, I think the tactic you went with of the two premiums and Libra, if I was to wildcard last week, next week, or even in any of the next few weeks, I'd probably be looking at that, to be honest, especially with Libra will double in 28. Is that right?
Yeah, at the moment. He's got a home, and I don't know if they've got two homes. I can't remember the fixtures off the top of my head.
Yeah, he blanks in 24, but I think if you're wildcarding this week, you probably want to stack to maybe free hit 24. I don't know. I'm probably going to free hit 24, but I've got two of them. So those on one maybe won't be so keen.
I've got about 7 blankers that week. To be fair, this is like good prep for me for game week 24 playing with barely any team. So this is what game week 24 is going to be like. So I'll use this as a setup week. Then I talked about Watford. On to Leeds. They are away, so you wouldn't really have expected a rep in an away game. But Henrik Larsson is on the bench. So is Pablo Aimar. So is Jonathan Woodgate. All those three arguably could have played this week. So a little bit of we see it at Leeds centre back quite a lot. There's not really Ferdinand now, but around him it's kind of touch and go. Radaby and Fernando played tonight. No Woodgate. We've always said I think Keane could play up front, but Larsson will play the majority, so that's happened tonight. And then
you do see that Larsson usually plays 32 to 34 games a season, something around, maybe even less, maybe down to 30. So really, if you own him, he's gonna miss out on a handful of Slakovic with the.
I'm more surprised with Aimar though, because even they've got no up arrow. I know the midfielder has got an up arrow tonight, which rules him out of playing AMC. So Harry Kewell is next in line because he can play forward. But I'm surprised McFowell's got in over Aimar in central midfield.
Yeah, it's a bit of a minefield trying to work out Leeds midfielders, because if you come to the end of a season, you will see that McPhail's played. It's probably started at least 7 or 8, and then Bowie has started 30 odd, and Aimar's probably started 30 odd. So they're going to miss a few here and there. And I think that these kind of rotations, you don't really take them into account. I wouldn't even call it. It's not even really a rep, is it? It's just a handful of players missing out. But no one starting is a surprise, is it?
For people like watching, listening, the obvious clue for a rep game is normally the state of the bench. If it's a rep game, you usually get a bit like Man United. It's full of, I'm about to call them misfits. Probably not the best word to use, but the bench is full of people you wouldn't expect to be there normally. So Man United have got Jordic and Brown, and I don't know the other ones are tonight. Where Leeds have gone in with Larsson, Aimar, and Woodgate. That's not a rep bench, is it? That's just a rotation type bench. Not much going on screen all of a sudden. We had quite a productive first 5 minutes, and we've had a more typical 5 minutes for me with not a lot going on.
No, slow start, but I don't think this week was ever going to. Well, you got Leeds against Watford, but other than that, there's not really many games you'd expect a goal fest from. A lot of the big teams like Chelsea at home, likely clean sheets. So maybe it's a week for those last minute clean sheet wipeouts, which we seem to be getting so used to.
Borough having a go. It's Rickard again. Ooh.
No.
That would be typical if he scores 2 or 3 in an away game.
There was that thing, wasn't there, last season, Boxic at home, Rickard away, that seemed to be some strange trend.
Yeah, I remember that. I think was Boxes on about 13 with 11 at home and Ricard on about 13 with a 10 away or something. It was something quite loopy about that.
Yeah, I think it was something to do with the fact that when they were at home, Ricard would swap out with Zeppelin.
Goal coming. Oh, he's missed it. Pretty much an open goal, I think, there. Chadwick, back stick. Rub it in for anyone that's understandably punted him, maybe, as a Pedersen replacement. Because Man United's games were good, right? So he was in the discussion as a Pedersen replacement tonight.
I got quite lucky replacing Pedersen. I didn't go Nedved or Chadwick. I could have gone. And then I didn't go for Aymar either, and both benched, and I went for Zenden, the one on 90%, and he plays. So just how it goes.
Like you got leaked the team sheets, did you?
Yeah, Luke sent me them. Surely appreciate that. They've not changed that Google Sheets password since he was playing.
For people joining late, just to recap, there's been a few technical problems tonight, so things are running a little bit differently right now. So me and Deakin are not on screen, so it's audio only for the minute. And none of the goals are updating anywhere on site. There's a goal there. I missed that.
Viduka.
Oh, it's Viduka.
Lovely jubbly.
Yeah, captain. That's the least they could do is let my captain get a return. So
yeah, I think I wonder what percentage of captains he is in, say the top 250, probably quite high.
That was a bit sudden. I think I can't give you any more information about that goal. It just said M Viduka is all I saw.
No, I don't. It does. I don't know if this stream slightly jolty for. Pires was an option for my Pedersen replacement as well, but I just don't trust.
Good chance of Parler going wide. Victor's saying that he can't see or hear us. Can't see or understand. Can't hear. I think the sound's probably okay still.
I don't know. Oh, we might be getting video. Of just Craig, that's just what we all want. He wants to be on the right and the left this week, just to cover all bases.
Make sure you put your Christmas jumper back on so everyone can see. There's another goal got looks like Man United.
Paul Scholes, he scores goals.
He sounds like that Gary goals. Do you remember that? Have you seen that in the newspapers? That newspaper cutout in the section of the newspaper where you advertise for things.
Yeah.
There was a guy called Gary Goals who advertised to join like a football team, and apparently he scores all sorts of goals. And there's some typos in there. I think he scores something like 300 goals at Sunday League level or something from memory. Thanks, Moise. It was a Robbie Keane assist for the Viduka goal. I didn't see that, so we got that come through as well.
I think we're on. I think everyone can see us just about.
Good.
Have we got the goals coming or not yet?
We've zoomed in too close on you. We can't see your Christmas jumper properly, Deakin. There's another goal. Is that Viduka again?
If anyone can see this monstrosity. Horrible this.
Someone tweeting quick. I'll leave that up to someone. Mate, Captain, you tweet Matty Holland. You ain't got enough going on at the minute. Can you send Matt on a tweet to tell him he scored, please? Thanks, mate.
Yeah, everyone tweet at Matt Holland.
Oh, the night's getting worse. Someone just told me Burnley has scored. I'm missing Villa.
Yeah, they have. Ashley Barnes. James Madison won't be watching us, will he?
7 men. Coutinho as my FPL captain, who's not played. Villa losing. Yeah, what a night this is. But at least Viduka scored. Moy doing a good job in the comments as well, updating with the assists. So, Ronnie Johnson assist for Paul Scholes. That didn't really show up, I don't think. Robbie Keane assist for Mark Viduka. It was a Fester assist, I think, for Ricard. So that game's 1-0 Borough. The other goals for those that joined late, Leicester 1-0 up at home to Coventry. The debutant Adnan with the goal with Delaney assist. And there was one more goal. Cole Court, wasn't it? With a Dyer assist. Kieran Dyer assist. So I think that's all the goals. Yep, don't think there was a goal in any other games yet.
Don't think so. But I don't know if we're gonna be getting goals on the screen or not.
I'm sure we'll get the captains picking it up piece by piece. He's got the audio running. He's got the video running now.
Yeah,
injury at Gilbert Street, not
Matthias.
So, where was he starting tonight? He normally plays down the left somewhere, left back, left wing. No idea. The guy who's just come on where he plays. He was playing left wing tonight, Matthias.
Yeah, so all them Matthias owners.
Joe Callahan has come on. I thought my knowledge of this game was quite good, but don't know now if all these randomers are regens or whether they're just random players that really shouldn't be playing. And I don't know who George O'Callaghan is.
I've never heard of him. It does sound very much like a regen name, doesn't it?
He's on. I'm assuming he's going to come on and play left midfield. I can't see what else they can do to cover that position, looking at their team, Coventry.
Must admit, I'm not particularly familiar with Coventry's rotation or their bench players. It feels that we kind of lose track, don't we? In previous ChampMan seasons, I found that we sort of punted a lot more on the weaker teams, like Millwall. We used to all own Millwall players. Charlton players were Derby players. We used Fulham. But this season doesn't seem the same, other than with a handful of Watford players. You don't see anyone owning anyone from the rubbish teams like Norwich or Bradford or Coventry. So I think it's just the way that the teams that have come up have set themselves up to not really do very much.
John Shanley's just told us, I don't think George O'Callaghan is a regen. Apparently he's a legend of Cork City.
My Cork City knowledge, surprisingly to everybody listening or watching, is limited. Especially my 2002 Cork City knowledge.
2003 is your mastermind subject, right? Just not 2002.
I think back to the years where I first started watching football, and I can basically remember none of it.
When did you start?
My first game I ever went to would have been this season. This game started when I was, but I definitely don't remember that. And started really getting into football when I was sort of maybe 04, 05, 05, 06.
The Mourinho Chelsea sort of time, is it for you?
Yeah, around about then. I was allowed to watch. I was allowed to watch the Istanbul match back on video, but
Wow.
it only recorded the first 40 minutes or something, and then the video went corrupt. So that's all I saw, and I had to find out.
Did you get Crespo's great finish from the Kaka pass? Was that in the first 40 minutes or just after? That's a shame if you missed that at the time.
I can't remember, but then I had to find out the result in probably one of the football magazines I used to get when I was that age.
I was at first year of uni when that game was on.
I was what? Six. Yeah,
I watched that game at Brunel University. I wasn't at my university. I'd gone to see one of my mates, and we was in one of the bars at Brunel University. Watched Milan Liverpool. Jeez, I feel old now. Here comes Arsenal. Ashley Cole and Ryan Barrett put it wide. Come unprepared tonight. I know we had quite a lot of time to prep really when we was waiting to go live, but I still didn't get any quiz questions for you. I think I said last time I was going to test your quiz knowledge, but I've come unprepared.
Well, if the chat would like to hit me with any sort of Premier League football questions from around about the time of the game, go for it. I'll have to guess on more or less all of them.
Oh, Viduka, he's in again.
Bow your assist. Oh no.
Yeah, I'll take the
assist. I'll take that.
Harry Kuehl, what was called him Harry Kane then. I saw white with blue writing Harry someone, and I just automatically assumed Harry Kane. Harry
Kuehl frozen. No, there's not a lot going on in the chat. Usually we have a lot more.
Yeah. Goals are slowly starting to catch up. First three have come through on the video printer.
Oh yeah, there you go. Back business as usual.
We're getting there. Another chance for Arsenal. This won't help anyone. Sadly, read us.
It will be a Piro's assist. No.
Yeah, decent from Viduka. So he's on 7 so far, I think, for the goal and assist. That's 7, isn't it?
Wow.
2
Plus
for playing.
Starting to 8.
Yeah. You'd like to think he's going to get double figures now. You should get through 60 minutes and he should get at least 1 bonus point from here, you'd think. So should be a double figure return from this.
You'd hope so. You'd think that maybe the floodgates might open with Watford. They don't seem to react when they go behind quite like other teams do. Some of the teams shut up shop a little bit if they start losing. But Watford don't seem to do that. And at home, they're never going to do that. So they're just going to keep attacking. So the game could have 4, 5, 6 goals in it.
Captain's going to be interesting. Quite a few people in the chat have Captain Viduka, unsurprisingly. I have.
So,
but all of the other possible captains aren't playing. So anyone that captained the Man United, whether it was Van Nistelooy or Varane, not playing, not even on the bench. Anyone captain Larson, not playing. The thing is, if people have got both the strikers and they captain Larson, vice captain Viduka, I don't think. Oh, he's in my original team as well. Ricard Viduka and now Pierre Issa. What a shit show! All my originals are now scoring, having done nothing for me for about 4 weeks. We've got a question
just to seem typical.
The quiz question from the Smiths: who was the first side Arsenal beat in the 2003-04 Invincible season?
Right. Who was even in the Premier League that year? Let's think. Well, I could go with. What, 03,
03-04 was Invincible.
03-04, sorry, I did miss it. I could go with. I'll go with my Wolves. Is that the first team they beat?
Nah, they wasn't too. Sol Campbell got sent off, I think. Beat Everton 2-1. I remember Sol Campbell got sent off.
I know
Gary
Wolves
T
finished
assist there for people.
bottom that season, didn't they?
Who was that?
Wolves finished bottom that season, I think, didn't they? Was that season?
More than likely. around that era.
A long hiatus in the Championship before he came back up again.
Andrew Sherritt joined for only 2 minutes. Yes, I won't be watching tonight due to those leaks. I spent ages with my new fantasy champs tips trying to help others. Everyone is the answer. Thanks, Smith. Yeah, we'll take that.
The answer.
Tarico,
that was a tricky one.
I missed that. It was too busy answering quiz questions that Tarico's gone off.
Oh, unlucky for those Tarico owners.
Is that a 0? Or does he still get 1 point for playing?
Should still get 1 for playing.
Yeah, 1. Andrew Sherritt, awful leak. We watched all the pods and I read all the threads and it's a complete waste of time.
Welcome to Fantasy ChampMan, mate. You've honestly, people who didn't play, if you didn't play last season or especially in the first season, we are very lucky nowadays. The leaks are the kindest they've ever been, I think. We
did get I say this is why I'm wearing this silly Christmas jumper, because this is actually Boxing Day or the 27th. I think it is actually in the game, not Boxing Day. I think Rob said there wasn't no Boxing Day games, so I think it's the 27th. But there was rep games for home teams during Christmas in season 2. I think everyone remembers Sunderland, goal there for Bradford.
Hoekstra. I don't know if anyone still owns it.
Bit of clean sheet wipeout. Anyone that still owns Danny Mills, maybe. Bit of clean sheet wipeout. But season 2.
Alcaraz injured. Mills has just come on. So his clean sheet's still on, everyone.
And he can get 60 minutes, Danny Mills. Yeah, so it must be playing Melberg right back. But yeah, so everyone remembers Sunderland being the team that rep, because I think from memory they were the only team in season 2 Christmas that had 2 home games. And so obviously home games are the ones where rep happens. And they repped in both of them from memory. Tome and Arca were the 2 that stood out to me as missing, which is why I thought they might not be playing tonight. And they're not. But I think it's anyone at home. So what we're seeing tonight, Man United obviously have pulled a rep out at home. Sunderland a bit. Yeah. Go on, Gardner. Yeah,
Larson, stay off the pitch, please.
How long have we waited for that goal, Gardner owners?
Yeah, no, and I would think that it was highlighted on your pod, or at least it was highlighted in the Discord, that around Christmas time you do get some weird and wacky things happen because the fixtures do become quite congested. I mean, as you start to sim through the game and get to season 3, you sometimes get people play on like the 27th, New Year's Day, and like the 4th or 5th of January. It's really strange. So you can kind of potentially expect a bit of rotation. You're a bit unlucky, but it wasn't completely out of the question.
Just update a few people. We haven't kept up to date with all the assists. So Ipswich, when it went 1-1 with Middlesbrough, Matt Holland scored. It was Bramble who got that assist. Goal last week, was it? Or an assist last week? 2 attacking returns in 2 weeks for him. Gary Till assisted Pierre Issa. Andy Holt Is he 4 million or is he 4.5? He pretty much starts every game at left back for Bradford, that guy. So a bit awkward to own, but he's
4.0.
he's playing.
I don't know.
And then Michael Ricketts stealing Snorrison's assist tonight to assist Ricardo Gardner. Ben Graham's got Issa as his emergency captain. He might get a goal and a clean sheet here.
AD Tools just put Mills on the bench. He's come on for Alpine in the 25th minute, so just after the goal. So he'll technically get a clean sheet if Villa don't concede until the end. Well, that's how it works, isn't it?
Yeah. Good effort from Ben Graham. He's going to pull out an Issa emergency captain.
I mean, what was his? Sunderland at home, it wasn't. Especially with the bonuses, to be fair, he's probably nailed on to get 3 or 4 points most home games nowadays. Seems to be a right bonus magnet when it comes to about season 3.
There's a few 4.5s that look okay now. I made a point on the pod to not get Weir, but Everton have got good games. It was more the fact he didn't get as much bonus points as I hoped to go with that, where Issa does. So, yeah, but Everton have probably got slightly better fixtures than Sunderland for a bit longer. Goal. Andy Cole taking Van Nistelrooy's goals. Well done, Cole, captain, as thanks, captain. Yeah, loads of them.
Well, I think with Everton are a strange side. They're in that category, probably with Sunderland, where away from home, they're nearly guaranteed to not keep a clean sheet. Whereas you go slightly above that, you start like looking at maybe even Bolton and Aston Villa, and they'll keep away clean sheets in the odd games, whereas Everton exclusively don't. That's why those 4.5s are nice if you own a couple of them. So if you own, I don't know who rotates with each other, but if you can find 2 that rotate with each other, they're usually quite good to just play in the home games every time, and they'll probably pick you up 3 or 4 points.
I think Jules was saying before, I don't know, I don't think he'll mind me sharing it, but I think he was saying there's a point when Sunderland, no, who's he saying rotate? It's Sunderland and Leicester, I think he said.
So Delaney, you could do Delaney and Issa as a little pair. Wouldn't be too bad, I don't think.
Just to the few people asking questions in the chat around captaincy and emergency captaincy. So the emergency captain basically replaces either your captain or your vice, which I'll start from beginning. If your captain isn't playing, it's not a knock-on rolling effect where your vice becomes the captain, the emergency becomes the vice. It doesn't work like that. The emergency replaces whichever one's not playing. So if you've got a captain tonight of Van Nistelrooy or Veron, your emergency captain is now your captain if they're playing, regardless of what's happening with your vice. So just in the chat, John Shanley would say he's got Ruud captain, Larson vice, and Kelly emergency. Even if Larson comes on, he will remain the vice, and Kelly becomes the captain. So under no circumstances will your vice captain ever be promoted to being your captain. If your captain doesn't play, it's always the emergency that is the replacement, never the vice. There's no sort of shuffling around like that. So I don't know if that makes any difference to people's strategies in terms of vices and emergencies. Are you better off having the better option as the emergency in case the captain no-shows, or you're better off having... I always feel like the emergency on an away player is probably quite a good idea. I didn't take my own advice tonight and put it on Veron in my case, but as my emergency. But maybe an emergency is good as an away player because more often than not, I know Larson hasn't played tonight, but more often than not, the away player should play.
Yeah, I exclusively don't emergency captain a player from the same team as my captain. That's the only rule I've got with it. Just because of cases like this, if you were to captain Ruud and then emergency captain Veron, for example, you'd end up with no captain because of the vice captain not moving up. Whereas if you vice captain and captain from the same team, then yeah, it's not ideal, but at least you're going to have a captain rather than just a vice, if that makes sense. So that's the only thing I take into consideration.
Goal there. Bridge Wilkinson. 5. I quite like this guy. I know is injured, which may impact his appearances, but from memory, he's not bad on this game in terms of attributes. I've seen him before do quite well in the Prem for certain teams in Sims I've played. I don't recall owning him myself, but he's an AMC playing centre midfield. He's 5 million. I did contemplate getting him over McAnuff. I knew I wanted a Leicester mid.
There's your Delaney, another Delaney assist for you. Oh, for those who don't know, Craig had Delaney in his wildcard team, but of course, as typical Craig fashion, he takes it out, so they do well. So I think anyone who's planning their moves should just ask Craig who he's considering, and then ask him who he actually brings in, and bring in the ones he considered but didn't bring in.
But I didn't want 2 Leicester. I knew Leicester had good games. I wouldn't mind having like a piece of it, but I didn't want 2 Leicester. So either keep the 5 million defender or keep the 5 million midfielder, and it made more. There's more options in defence. So I took Delaney out and kept McAnuff, and Delaney's now on for a mega haul here. He could get a clean sheet and 2 assists. I don't think I made the wrong choice. It's obviously looking bad now, but
it says the Twitter's just said Trevor Benjamin's got the assist, but the stream says Delaney. So I don't know which one it is.
I think a few people punted Trevor Benjamin, didn't they? I saw a few people on Discord looking for a striker.
I think Gills had him, didn't he? I might be wrong.
Yeah, there was a few people looking for a striker this week. I don't know what they were taking out.
Maybe people moving off, I don't know, Shearer or Rickard, maybe? I don't know.
Absolute uproar here. We've got Benjamin on Twitter. The stream said it was...
it's just changed to Benjamin now on the stream.
Oh, it was Benjamin. VAR. We went to VAR and I just clarified it. 2001 VAR sorted it all out.
Been quite goal heavy really for a first half with Craig on the stream.
Yeah, and I've got 2 of the goals. That's even more unusual.
Captain Benjamin assist. I've had a long day. He has had a very long day, and props to captain really for managing to get us online and go in.
What did he message us a couple of hours ago saying he was on a flight from Edinburgh? Then he was going to try and sort the stream out on landing. And then he's going to, hopefully by the time he got home, he'd be able to catch up.
Libra goal.
That might be another goal.
Yeah, Libra goal.
Yes. My red jumper on for Mark Libra. It's Christmas.
It's Christmas, so the gifts, they just keep on coming.
I might get out of here with a very small red arrow at this rate with 7 men.
Oh, Villa have just equalised. Another
Christmas
gift for Craig.
Who was it?
I don't know. It's one of those notifications that doesn't give you the score until.
Oh, okay.
Buendia.
Lovely. We saw someone the other week, to be fair, get team of the week with like 10 men. So I'm not ruling out 7 being enough to actually give me a slight green arrow. But not the green arrow I hoped I'd get on the week I was wildcarding. I had quite high hopes for this when I put my team in. So I've been done to have a double Man United clean sheet straight away, I think. I can't see Tottenham scoring.
Right. Yeah, well, I think the good thing is that pretty much everyone will exclusively own one United defender. I think most people have owned... who wildcarded from 5 probably have owned a United defender throughout and haven't moved off of it. So we're not losing out on much if you've got 1, but 2, it's a bit unlucky. But double Chelsea clean sheet. Is Luke still on 3 Chelsea defenders?
Yeah, he will be. And he's probably got Kirkland as well, so he'll be loving the 0-0 in that game if that hangs on. I think someone said earlier that Kirkland's already got a save point. I haven't been keeping track on Chelsea shots.
He is. He's on triple Chelsea defence, Kirkland. He has Tariko though, and Ehiog. He did say actually in the chat that he's only fielded 10.
10's good this week though, right? We don't all feel sorry for him.
No, and he's said, didn't he, in Discord that he's pretty much going to exclusively stick with 2 Chelsea defenders till the end, which I don't think is actually the worst idea in the world.
I'll probably keep both now. I've got a decision to make in game week 24 because if I don't free hit in game week 24, I may sell one and then maybe get them back.
Yeah, I think I'm set on free hit 24 for me because I've got both. I don't see the point in not. Although there's not a massive upside that week, it means I don't have to shuffle around because Man United's fixtures carry on being all right after 24, don't they?
Not amazing at home 25 to Blackburn, but Blackburn could roll out the 7-2-1 and keep that quite tight. And then they've got 2 away games and then it's the double. So I actually think you could go off Man United. I'm probably likely to sell Veron in 24. I may even move back to Pedersen. I think he's likely to be back by then.
Yeah.
I'll sell Veron because I'm not got massive hopes for Man United at home to Blackburn. Pardon me, it feels like it could be a 7-2-1 game. If they do play that, I don't think Man United will go mad for goals.
Yeah, to be fair, there's actually looking at it, there's not a huge amount going on after 24 for some of the big teams. Newcastle have a nice little run. Don't know. We'll have a think. I'll have a think.
At the moment, I don't think it's hard to plan, isn't it? So I had enough trouble planning for 1 week with this. Is Rufus Heggy gone for another clean sheet? 38 minutes in. Any more quiz questions in the chat? Feel free to add them. Any Premier League year. If it's really old, I might know it. If it's really modern, Alex might know it. If it's in the middle, either of us might know it. My knowledge definitely gets worse. I'm definitely stronger with 90s Premier League trivia than what I am 2010. I'm okay. I'm definitely good 90s. I'm fairly good 2000 to 2010. After that, it all just becomes a bit of a head fuck. I think I just get all the years seem to get jumbled up to me. 2010 to 2020.
I think our problem is that both of us support teams that have spent chunks of the recent Premier League era in the Championship. Obviously, we've both been in, both Villa and Wolves have been in the Premier League for the last sort of 4 years for Wolves. I don't know how long is it.
Yeah, we've done 3 now, I think.
Oh yeah, you came the year after we did, didn't you?
Yeah.
So for that, I'm all right. But
Good Johnson, Kirkland clean sheet. Oh no, it's been ruled out. That was Good Johnson.
But yeah, mine gets a bit shaky. I'm okay. Sort of 2008, 2007, 8 afterwards. Pre that, I can remember some bits. I don't remember others.
We'll do another man on trivia quiz soon. Maybe get some people
to revise that. I would.
Best Prem haircut in 93-94 Premier League. Oh dear. Jason Lee in the Premier League that season for Nottingham Forest. He had quite a good haircut.
I think I need to think of a player who was playing at 93-94. Not like a swat.
Jason Lee was well known for having they called him like a pineapple hair. He was a striker for Nottingham Forest. He's the first name that comes into mind for that year.
Not really a quiz question. It's a bit of an opinion there.
I don't know if David James had gone blonde by then either. Goal for Bolton, 2-1.
Gareth Farrelly.
Aston Villa legend, Gareth Farrelly.
Who scored the 1 goal? So Man City, when they lost 8-1, that was that post the takeover? They signed like Alano and Joe and the likes, or was it the year before that?
No, that was the 8-1 year was David James and stuff was still there, right?
I'll go for Richard Dunn. Would he have been there then?
Richard Dunn?
Was he not quite at Man City then?
Huh? That was 07-08, I think, wouldn't it? The 8-1?
I don't know. 8-1. Fastest Premier League hat-trick. That's Mane. Is it still Mane?
Against Villa?
Yeah.
That was a quick one.
Mane. It was
2 minutes 32 or something, was it?
It was Mane. Who has the most Premier League assists for that?
It's not Richard Dunn. I'm trying to think who scored. That 8-1 game, he got sent off in it. Richard Dunn. He got sent off fairly early on, I think.
No, he wouldn't have been there yet.
They scored quite near the end. David James has gone up front. They scored near the end. Possibly Alano. I might be wrong.
Was Alano not come around then?
Yeah,
Anelka, someone said Anelka anyway. Who has the most Premier League assists without ever scoring a goal? Can't be a defender.
But most Premier League assists without scoring a goal. Yeah, someone takes corners.
It's got to be. Is there someone modern who's not scored a goal yet?
Oh, loads of players, but I don't know how many assists they would have had.
Bronchiar? No.
I don't know that question. I don't think it's not one I've come across before.
I don't think I could take a punt. I'm trying to think of a player who's. So the goal was Alano. You're right.
Most Premier League assists without scoring.
Tony Hibbert.
But it could be 400 appearances with no goal?
Was it no goal? He must have got an assist in that time. Tony Hibbert? I'll go Tony Hibbert. Although it seems unlikely.
So Swifts has guessed Tony Hibbert as well.
I love how we forget to pay attention to what's actually going on.
Think of a character played by Harrison Ford.
What, Han Solo? So is that who he's referring to?
Harrison. I'm not a big film guy. Not that. Definitely not my.
Was he thinking Indiana
Indiana
Jones? Is he going Jones? Is it? I don't know. Jones.
Or is that Rob Jones?
David Jones.
Rob Jones was right back for Liverpool in the 90s for a reasonable amount of years.
Who did David Jones play for? He played for everyone, didn't he?
The midfielder.
Yeah.
He started off at Man United, didn't he? I think.
Did he play for Wolves for a bit? I feel like he did.
I was going to say that, and I thought he can't have done because you'd know.
I think he did. The problem is we spent a long period of time signing a bunch of random players to very short contracts and then them leaving again. And I just get them all muddled up. Corner kick.
McLeod. Yeah, another team we didn't mention it in terms of rep, but Everton pulled a bit out tonight. Obviously, we both suffered with no Titoff. They decided to give Alex Nyarko a rare game, but yeah, McLeod playing left wing back. Is that Marcus Bent?
Player Marcus Bent.
Extra pick off Janssen owners. That is. It's Blackburn lead away at Everton. I don't know who people have got from Everton. Ludvigsen with the assist.
So Rob Jones is third on the list, apparently. 11 without scoring. Maybe he's not referring to Indiana Jones.
That's a good question. Arsenal fullback. Most of Arsenal's decent fullbacks must have scored. Alan Kimball, he just take quite a good free kick, didn't he? Alan Kimball, he must have scored. Lucas Radeby, not a bad guess.
Harpal Singh.
Here's Ashley Ward, almost 2-0 Bradford.
It's been a pretty good
half. Definitely scored. He scored a belter against Arsenal, beat Chelsea 3-2. And I'm pretty sure he scored the winner.
Yeah, it's Alan Kimball, apparently.
Alan Kimball never scored.
I tell you what, I could have sat here for the rest of my existence on this earth and I'd have never got that.
He was reasonably good left back. Decent. One of those steady left backs with good left foot. Usual comment you get about a steady left back. Good left foot. He was crazy gang Wimbledon sort of time. Mid to late 90s. Decent left back, Alan Kimball. I always thought he was
24 assists. That's pretty good going, to be fair.
Yeah, he was a steady left back for. That was a Wimbledon team. They had like Chris Perry played centre back in it. Peter Fear, right back. You might not have heard of him. Neil Ardley was in it. Robbie Earle. Do you know any of these?
Half time then. Is it? Oh yeah, that's half time.
Half time. So John Collins keeping it tight again. Arsenal 0, Man City 0. Bolton 2-1. Gardner with a goal at last. And the other one was scored by Gareth Barreley. Assists for Hansen and Ricketts for those two Bolton goals. And Newcastle was Dyer assisting Court. Bradford 1, Aston Villa 0. Who scored that? Hoekstra?
Hoekstra, Holt assist, wasn't it?
Yeah, Hoekstra. All made down the left-hand side. Left back assisting the left winger. Chelsea 0, Liverpool 0. I had a good Johnson goal disallowed in that one. Everton 0, Blackburn 1. Not been a lot in that game in the comms, but Marcus Bent's goal just before half-time. Ipswich 1, Middlesbrough 1. Middlesbrough scored first. Ricard assisted by Fester. Ipswich then equalised. Matt Holland assisted by Bramble. Tarico has been substituted as well, injured. So, yeah, 1 pointer for him, I think, with the 1 goal conceded. Leicester 2, Coventry 0. Goals by the debutant Adnan, I think that's his name, after 2 minutes. Damien Delaney assist. And then second was scored by Bridge Wilkinson, assisted by
Trevor Benjamin.
Man United, heavily rotated. Man United 2, Tottenham 0. Goals for Scholes and Cole. Assists for Dunn and
Cole. Was it Cole?
Who assisted Scholes? Oh, David Dunn. David Dunn assisted the first goal. So Dunn and Cole.
Dunn and Dunn.
Did he set both up?
I don't know.
Not doing very well there. Missed that one. Sunderland 2, Norwich 0. Issa and Libra were the goals in that one. Michael Gray and Gary Teal with those assists. And then Watford 0 Leeds 2. Viduka with a goal and an assist. His goal was assisted by... who assisted his goal?
Robbie Keane.
Robbie Keane, well done. And then he assisted Harry Kewell.
Yeah.
That should be everyone caught up. So if you missed any in the video printer, that should be up to date now. I think everything on screen should be running as normal after the early hiccup tonight.
Yeah. And we're
point dodging. Someone suggesting, always point that. Higher hopes tonight for him actually up front. Say Jules on the pod in the week was saying that he wasn't suited to AMC because it was long shots or headers, and he's not got particularly high attributes for either of those two things. So centre forward where he can run in behind maybe suits him a little bit better.
Yeah, Janssen was I think a tough one to price in this game because when he plays AMC, he does pick up a fair amount of assists in the odd goal, but he's not really worth 9.5 in midfield when he plays AMC exclusively. But he'll play enough games up front and make goals up where he gets maybe even double-digit goals, double-digit assists reasonably. Happens fairly often.
It's formations, isn't it, with Blackburn? You'll never know. The formation they've got tonight, which is, I call it the 4-2-4, really. They don't play an AMC in that formation, so Jensen's up front.
Yeah.
If you get a sim where they roll that one out 20 games, he could score 10, 15 goals. We haven't seen that formation all that much, to be fair, in this sim.
He's really well-rounded in game. He has pretty good stats for a striker. He has fairly all right stats for an AMC. I know, like you said, his long shots and heading aren't there, but he's got all right stats to pick up assists. And Blackburn are a strange team because I think Luke did a pod on it last season where he spoke about the range of goals you get from certain teams. Like Aston Villa are a big one who can score loads or not got many in a season. Blackburn are another one that can do it as well. Not quite to the same degree, but they can have seasons where quite a few of their players do quite well, and then other seasons where you'd be lucky to see a player get over 10. So
they've gone right off the ball, Villa, didn't they? They scored 3 away to Arsenal in about 4 shots in an early game week. I think Angel's got about 8 goals or something. I think he scored 7 of them in the first 8 weeks. I think it doesn't seem to have done anything for a fairly long time now, Angel.
No, Lee Hendry's obviously scored in the last 2 weeks he scored?
Yeah, I think so. Yeah, he's the one, isn't he, I think, from Villa to...
Yeah, I owned him. No, other than on free hits, I owned him every single week of season 2 and every single week of season 3 up to my wild card. And then I took him out and then he scored twice. Felt very typical.
I think it's him and Melberg, the ones to consider. Maybe Rufus. Rufus, I know people might have bad memories of him because they maybe started season 3 with him and he didn't really play that many games in the first sort of 6 or 8 weeks, did he? No. But I think he's fairly nailed now. I think I haven't got the numbers to hand, but it feels like he started 7, 8 in a row or something. So he looks like his first choice at last. It looks like they've settled on him and Alpay with Melberg right back, Barry left back, which probably is their best team. So they might have they've obviously conceded to Bradford, team with the worst goal total in the league. So it doesn't speak wonders for their defence, but
the defence is all right. Rufus is you're picking him up mainly for the upside of the penalties, and he does okay for bonus in home games. Melberg does pretty good as well. Less so when he's not playing centre back, but I know last season when he was at centre back, he was quite a popular choice in some starting 11s when we start up because he's quite good for bonus at home. Villa do okay for clean sheets in some sims, but yeah, Rufus is your best bet really because of that those penalties. But I don't think has he scored one this year? I don't know.
2-2 Everton.
Oh.
Michael Keane called one back, and I think Richarlison's just scored, which isn't good for FPL. I think a few people that I'm against in mini leagues have captain Richarlison.
Yeah, I've got him as captain my second Sky team right before half-time starts. So I'm just going to nip to the low. Give me 1 second.
He's gone. Let's do some filler for 10 minutes. We'll think of a good topic to talk about when we come back. We've done crisps and all other sorts in the other weeks. He could have turned his mic off, smashing around. But anyone got any interesting talking points in the chat? We'll fill some time with. We've got about 5-10 minutes, I think, to the second half. Gets underway. Any sort of upcoming ChampMan dilemmas I can try and help with. Not that you want to listen to me after getting 7 players on a wild card, but I might be able to help with something. So it could be quiz questions, general trivia, hobbies and other crap like that, shall we say. Let me just go and close my door. I'm there. TV's on. Right, it's just about holding up here. It's getting a bit darker in my conservatory, but we're hanging on. So yeah, the next, I think FPL, we'll say ChampMan next week. I think probably not too many changes to make. If you load it up with Leeds, I'm guessing it's going to make sense to keep them. Obviously, I haven't seen access to Martin's sim data yet. We'll share that on Monday. But I would guess that Leeds are probably going to average under 1 goal in both games of the double. Obviously, doesn't mean they can't score. And there's probably a reasonable chance they'll maybe score 1 goal across the double. But because it's 2 away games against high rep teams, you'd expect their first choice team to play. So attacking players, at least, you're probably going to get 4 points off all of them. So up to you if you want to take one of those out. But they've got good games to follow that. So I think it's quite a hard sell with the fact they've got a double where they might nick something. And then a good home game to follow. So you can't really take your Leeds players out. Man United at home again. Chelsea, obviously, with a double. If you own them, you're not going to sell. Not quite so keen on buying. I think I've mentioned a few times. I think there's a reasonable chance they'll reps at least one of those games next week. So obviously makes it tricky to transfer one of those in, especially if they decide to rep the Norwich game, which is the one where they should have more upside in. Billy's asking, potential best luck in weeks to wildcard with the blanks and double in mind. 26 is the end of the fixture swing. So any teams that had a good run now, which are the ones I tried to prioritise on my wildcard, 1 week of it was already damaged by the fact that they were in 24, which obviously those games, some of those have been cancelled. But those teams are away 26, 27, and then they've got a double in 28. So I think your best options to wildcard now are maybe 29. I'll get then, because you'll probably just load up with loads of double players into 28, dead end your team into that, and then wildcard out of that. So I think 29 might be popular. Equally, you could dead end into 24 now, and then maybe try and roll your transfer in 23, have 2 free transfers in 24, maybe take a -4, 3 transfers, get 10, 11 out in 24, and then wildcard out of that if you didn't want those players. So I think 25 is an option. So 26 is an option because lots of teams, like Man United, Chelsea, for example, have got aways in 26 and 27. So you could wildcard 26 onto teams that have got homes in 26 and 27. Maybe have a few fringe players with a double in 28 and then use your transfers in 28 to move into double players. So I think a 26 strategy. Hello, Deakin's cats decided to come and join us on the stream. I don't know where mine's just gone. But could have had a little cat session. So yeah, I think 25, if you want to dead end into the blank, could work. 26, if you want to take advantage of 2 good weeks of this 26, 27. A lot of people might have away games.
Not kicked back off, have we?
No, we're on. Your cat's we didn't quite see his face, but your cat decided to walk off and basically turn his arse end around and show us that on the camera.
Oh, should we get her? Come here.
And then, yeah, I say you could just dead end into 28 for the doubles and maybe wildcard out of that. So they're probably your best options. I don't know. You got a wildcard left, Alex. You have, haven't you?
Yeah.
I've
already wildcarded in 16.
There was a question from Billy about potential best weeks to wildcard with the doubles in mind.
I'd say 20. Wait, with these double. Don't know. 22's all right. But then you got to avoid the blank.
Yeah, I think it's 25, 26 or 29, I think.
26 is all right.
The other option, obviously, is to hold, and we might get information about a double or a treble in the 30s. If you've got no pressing problems with your team, you could hope that if Man United do well in all the cups again, I'm sure there's a possibility of a treble game week 37 like we got last year. So if you really got no problems, you could try and get to to maybe play the wild card in 36, right, and leave yourself open to then use a captain fantastic or a bonus point chip in 37 or something.
I think the tricky bit about all of that is I wait until 16 to play my first wild card, and I think by doing that, you end up spending all of your time trying to restructure your team to get to a point you want to get to. You don't spend enough time actually punting on players, especially with the state of Watford. I think wildcarding early is probably more beneficial than I know game week 5 wildcard screwed a lot of people over, but I don't like holding it that long.
I've not had much luck with either of mine. 5 went horribly wrong, and now this one has turned into... Well, it hasn't maximised its potential like it should have done.
No, but I do think that you've still got a long way to go, and I think you're going to be... Well, you set it really well for next week to start with, and you're probably going to be all right for 24 if you free hit, and then after that, I don't know.
I haven't used the free hit. It's my only sort of saving grace at the minute. I've got
you hadn't, had you? So yeah, I think there's a lot of good free hit opportunities. You could free hit 28, but I think if you've wildcarded now, free hit 24, you should be set up all right for 28, right?
Yeah, I don't really want to. I really don't like the fixtures in 24 enough. I don't think the teams that have the good games, I want multiple players from those. I don't think the upside's there in 24. I might just roll with 7 or 8. Hope I've got the main ones. I've got Gardner. I've got Titoff. You hope people like that are going to play. And then, yeah, I don't know who I don't even know who the logical captain is in 24. Maybe it's maybe it's Pedersen.
Arsenal at home, aren't they?
I'm probably going to do a striker to Henry. At the moment, I'm likely to do Veron to Pedersen and Larson to Henry in 24.
To be honest, Petkoff's probably an all right punt there in Coventry. I think there's enough. I think if you were to free hit that week, you get Henry, an Arsenal defender. You can have Gardner. You can have Lee Hughes, maybe. You could have a Liverpool away at Norwich, so Partridge is probably a decent punt. Maybe Hippier for the penalties. So I think
there's obviously players you can have. I just don't feel what's the upside going to be over the teams that are struggling with 7 or 8, 20 points, 30 points? Is that enough to... If I want to attack a free hit, I want to try and gain like 50 points on people. I'm not sure. I'm not saying it's not possible that way, but I think it would be tough in 24 to make 50 points on people.
Watford
underway. At last, we get an appearance from Ryan Williams. At last. This guy is really good on the game. He starts at Hull. Attacking midfielder. I think he plays right, left, centre, but I've had him in numerous games on here before as my right winger, especially as a Championship team / lower level Prem team. He's really good. When Watford signed him, I got quite happy. Obviously, his rep's not high enough, and we've still barely seen him play. They're going to be playing a wing back, though, which isn't ideal. Marchant on for anyone that held him through.
I think was it last week? I think someone said they took a punt on Marchant or wanted.
Yeah, he's been in a few teams. They had a couple of half-decent games, Norwich. Not so much tonight, but the last 2 weeks. And I think people maybe moved Nolan to him when he got injured. A million more, but people did it.
And the safer given.
Yeah, no clean sheet again, though, for him.
This one's a corner in. No, nothing.
Good game that tonight. Gardner against Dyer down that side, isn't it?
Everton 3-2 up, apparently. Yeah.
Oh, I thought they were 1-0 down.
They were, yeah. Free kick, quick taken. Viduka.
Lampard. He's Calvert-Lewin. Ain't done nothing for weeks. What's this mean for relegation? This is going to put Leeds right in the shit, isn't it? If Burnley draw and Everton win.
Yeah, I think it will do with it.
On a level of points with Burnley, they'll be with a much worse goal difference. So basically, Leeds need a better Burnley's result if things stay like this.
Who have Leeds got on the last day? Brentford away. Thompson, no.
Oh, don't score. He was in my original team as well.
Quite a few saves for Bradford.
Yeah, he could be on 2 save points, I think, Arfex said. He looks like he's had a fair bit today.
Gunnarsson.
That'd be class if he scored. Go on, lad.
That's all right, assist. I'll take an assist.
Go on, Jess. I get an assist for my third sub. I don't know if he counts as a third sub with 7 men, but
I think I've got him as a second. Is he? Oh, best be my second sub. If Larson best stay off the pitch, if not, because Gardner is my emergency captain, and yeah, Gunnarsson's second sub, so he's definitely coming on.
I was getting excited. I thought I was going to get clean sheet points as well, but he's not a defender, is he?
No, get that one.
I really hope Tottenham score now after Man United have fucked me up.
Yeah, it would be nice. It'd be nice, and I'd like a. I don't know what I'd like. A clean sheet. Who's got a clean sheet? I don't want to have a clean sheet. Sunderland.
I don't know how popular their defenders are. I know this is in a few teams, but not too many more, I don't think.
Weatherall.
I'd probably take a Watford goal at the minute. I think Kelly's probably one of my people I don't want. Goal. Everton. 1-1 against
Weatherall, so clean sheet wipe out there. But was to be expected away from home.
Stevie Schumacher. Sped past all the defenders to score. There's a pun in there somewhere. Michael Schumacher.
Who's coming off? Jamie McAnuff.
Oh, didn't even get to 60.
And get that extra point.
1 point, Joby.
Right, yeah, 1 point, Joby. Joby McAnuff is he still playing? He was playing pretty recently, wasn't he?
Yeah, I'm not sure if he's still playing. It's possible, I guess. He's not that young on this game, though. He's youngish. He's like 21. He's not like he's 16 on this.
Got Ramberg off for Gota. Yeah, but he was definitely. I'm sure he was playing until fairly recently. He may not still be playing. Let me have a look. Joby. Let's have a look.
Gardner's corner, headed by DeVos. Well, given making quite a few saves all of a sudden here.
Yeah, last season he was playing for Leyton Orient.
I like this. Gardner on corners. This isn't every week, is it?
No, I don't think so. So I've been on all the direct free kicks, which does.
I think they've lost Wally and Sean Davis. I'm not sure. They've got Carrick and Farrelly in midfield tonight. So Gardner must be third.
Who's coming off? There you go. Big Wes Brown.
No clean. Sorry, everyone that got Tim Hour's brother in. Didn't get you. No 6 points.
I think he's in the game, is he?
Who?
Tim Hour's brother.
That's him there. He's just playing left back for Man United.
But is he in the game as such? Can we buy him?
Has he played once?
I don't know. Oh, come on, no. If Lee Hendry scores, my laptop's going out the window. Oh, okay, good lad. Yeah, they played for Leyton Orient last year.
Looks like we're going to get Wes Brown at right back. Phil Neville left back. I suppose, or Gary Neville could go right back, I guess, and Brown in the middle. Drury for Jackson. Impacts no one. Don't take Lieber off. No, good. Savon for Leitao. So a little change. New striker on for Sunderland. Oh, Benny Matt saying Joby's on a Totally Football League podcast from The Athletic. I'm a subscriber to The Athletic, but I've never listened to that, so I didn't know he was on there.
Maybe you can give us some ChampMan tips.
Yeah, I don't know if I'm massively in.
Trevor Benjamin.
Leicester doing Leicester things. Whenever they're at home in a good fixture, they tend to score quite a few goals, Leicester, don't they?
Yeah,
they've won like 3-0 in a home game.
They're tough to predict for their goals, really. Their strikers do quite well. Benjamin does put up pretty good numbers.
Benno's got Darren Eady, hasn't he?
Yeah.
He's got an assist.
He's got an assist. Weatherall. Come on, Janssen. Goal. Weatherall assist. Oh, no.
Nice. He's doing AMC things, playing through passes when he's up front. Might get your assist. He's got your assist, though. The week I've sold him, he's got an assist. Damien Duff.
Yeah,
it's winger against wing back in that game. That's an interesting one. Curtis. Oh, that makes more sense now. So Berger sent in defence for Curtis.
Howard is in the game at 4.5 apparently. I wouldn't recommend anyone buys him.
He's only got 1 point tonight, despite playing. But yeah, winger against wing back. I know I said I was going to do a pod about it, but another goal for the winger. I know Damien Duff's technically not. He's more of a forward left than a winger tonight, isn't he? In that formation,
Pires assist. The romp for Pele, is that?
Another person who's quite cheap but seems to play quite a lot. If you want a piece of Arsenal for cheap, he will miss the odd game with the general rotation, but he plays a fair amount, Ray Parler.
Yeah, he's just not. It's difficult when you've got that Arsenal minefield. Gal Ricard. Oh, no.
With some chances, he could end up being top of the shots tonight, Ricard. That's about 4 chances I think he's had.
Slakovic off for Glenn Whelan.
Noel Whelan.
Glenn Whelan played for Stoke, didn't he? Wrong one.
Mark Dorney waiting for Larson to come on, as we all are.
There's a few players like Noel Whelan who I just do not remember in the slightest. Like I couldn't even picture him playing football.
He's quite a good reputation when he come through. He come through at Leeds, mid to late 90s. Not that he was ever going to be like a real superstar, but yeah, quite a good reputation. Oh, Gardner. He's very involved here, Ricardo Gardner. I wouldn't be surprised if he doesn't get man of the match in this game. He seems very involved. Obviously, set pieces are bringing chances. He's just crossed in for Ricketts there.
I'd like Larson to stay off the pitch, personally.
He was one of those like teenagers that broke through with curtains, which was a popular haircut in that era. Noel Whelan.
Yeah, I don't. It's just there's players I can remember or at least have heard of, but he's one of them I hadn't really heard of.
2-2, I think Everton. McAteer was that? Yep, it will be McAteer then if Panda Captain wrote the comms this week because he's got the other wing back for Everton who's not playing tonight. Where Panda's won plays and scores. Good decision from the Everton manager. Justifies playing the Arco over Titoff.
Cross came in.
As well. That could be a pen.
Who's on pen?
Kirkland save. We're going to get a penalty save for Kirkland. Well, Reese is a lucky boy. It's Petit. Everyone's avoided getting him in.
There you go. Clean sheet
wipeout. And Hippie a clean sheet wipeout. Yeah, everyone avoided Petit because I think he's suspended for one of the games in the double.
The first of the doubles, yeah. I would consider getting him until I realised it was that game. Barnby on for Jamie Carragher. And
what have they done there? Interesting. With Biscam playing defence tonight, maybe they moved him into midfield if he was in defence tonight. John Shanley's happy about his Janssen points, yeah. So the week I took him out, he's finally got a return. First of the season, I think that is for him.
I was really excited about Biscam being nailed on to play at centre back this season.
Pre-season.
Yeah, I was so excited because he's an absolute bonus magnet in the game. And when this happens, so when Liverpool do sell a defender or only have Biscan as their second choice centre back, he usually puts up some really good numbers, but it doesn't seem to have worked out, really.
Here comes Leeds. Kelly's cross for Viduka.
Come on, Mark.
I obviously would have been happy about that goal because he's my captain, but I don't need Kelly getting an assist to go with a clean sheet. I could really do with Watford scoring here. Funny they had Julio Arca on the bench Sunderland. Ideal time to bring him on. But Chris Bart-Williams will have to try and do a job left midfield. Not really one of his strengths based on what he was like real life. Who's that? Steve Watson of Newcastle, is it? Booked. Get ready for the avalanche of substitutes that are about to happen, no doubt.
Come on, Man United. Clean sheet wipe out. Just for the... Not that it makes any difference to anybody, because I don't think anyone, unless you're a Gary Neville owner.
They're the big winners, like Gary Neville owners.
Injury at Stamford Bridge. Dobie's... Oh.
He's not made it to 60. What have they done there? That's a striker on.
Who's up front for them?
Johnson and Fossell are still on, I think. And Zola's still on. 4 strikers on for Chelsea.
Stacking up front.
I'm not sure which one of those other 3, though, have got the ability to play in midfield. One of them must be.
Forsell can't he? Can he play central midfield?
Not that I know of.
Oh, I might be wrong. I said the London punt, and then he'll be out for the double, won't he?
Probably.
Carl Gronkia.
Gronkia across it is. Marinelli 7 for 7. A goal. Another example. Winger against wingback. 2 tonight now. Gronkia and Duff. Left wingers against wingbacks, is it?
Yeah.
I think that's Marinelli.
Well.
Every shot Marinelli's had's been on target so far, I think. That's 8 from 8 now. but considered him. Almost put him with the feet up. Big. Go on mute, Alex.
I've just unmuted myself now. Sorry. I'm in the kitchen, so it's...
I thought you've hidden something that your missus is looking for and she's desperately trying to find it. Sounds like that.
No, she's making a drink and she's obviously got to get all the ice out that's physically possible.
I swear, we'll see there with Christmas jumpers on and she's getting ice out. Must make you feel hot.
It was a strange one to explain.
My wife just said to me, you messaged me about whatever time it was, 20 past, and said, I'm boiling in this Christmas jumper, and I'd forgotten it was meant to be wearing Christmas jumpers. So I went quickly running in and said, and the goal.
Libra
yes!
It was always a good option for that. Like I said, I'd like the two premiums Libra tactic if you're wildcarding, because I think he's probably the best value striker in the game, and some of these games are good.
I had him emergency captain because my first wildcard team had Viduka, Van Nistelooy, Libra in it. And in that setup, I had Van Nistelooy vice captain and Libra as emergency. So obviously Van Nistelooy wouldn't have played and I would have got Libra as my emergency captain. So the shuffling around to get Larson and Veron in.
Yeah, it's a tough structure for you there to get away from, but luckily you can hold it for a while, can't you?
Yeah, back to the other story. So yeah, I went running in about 20 past 8 and the wife was like, why are you not on the pod? And I'm like, I need to go and get a Christmas jumper. And she goes, I'm not even going to ask about that.
Yeah, I explained it just about.
I did say to her, it's Christmas on where we are in the game, so we're being festive to be aligned with the game. If we missed something else, Finnan's finished, Harry Sanderson.
Yeah, Finnan substituted for Pennant.
Didn't make it to 60. Anyone that went there, 4.5. Just the 1 point.
Come on.
Go on. Oh. They're the sort of thing I need to like a Jeremy goal. I think Desai is quite well owned, but I could do with.
I think Chelsea defender should be now. I think I did own one on my wild card. Plan was to run from 16 till now, none. Get one in this week and then one in next week for Gardner. Take Gardner out next week, I think.
Oh, with a game in 20. If you free hit 24 though,
yeah, that's the plan. I think if I don't free hit 24, then it'll have to be. I can move. Who can I move from? I can't move Weatherall either, so yeah, it'll have to be.
I do think 2 assists, harsh on the Arca owners. I know he's played then. They got wing backs tonight as well. That's another wing back against.
I don't know.
What formation have Norwich got tonight?
I don't know if it's wing back
as well.
But I think Teal's good. He's one of those players that I don't like in game because I think there's slightly too much variance with him. Like some sims he'll do really, really well and some sims he'll do terribly. But he's done quite well this season.
They've got the weird formation, Norwich. They've got the 5-3-2, but they're playing the left backs running all the way up the line. And the other 4 defenders are just with no arrows. And they've got a right midfielder with a back diagonal arrow into the middle. So they've only got one player down the left. And obviously Till's playing down the right. So Till and McCartney have got an overload on Rodgers. And Rodgers, say, got a full-length up arrow from left back. So there should be space for Till, shouldn't there?
Yeah, I think so.
Rodgers goes off on one.
He's all right in game. Like, is he still on set pieces?
Till?
When
is it McCann? Does he take some stuff?
God, I know that was what Teal was quite good for last season, but I don't know if it's.
Yeah, I'd say it's a little bit of luck there. You're getting Till against the strange left-sided setup. Still no Larson yet.
No cross. We get Viduka. No. Keane sent the ball.
Go on. Yeah. What a haul it is. There's the 3 goals the sim data promised. Larson might not get on here if Robbie Keane's got 2 assists. I'm guessing his average rating's quite high. If his average rating is quite high, they might not make a substitute.
Yeah, I wouldn't. Oh, there you go. Radaby's come off for Woodgate and
Hart.
I want Larson to stay off the pitch because I've got emergency captain on Gardner. He's likely to probably get a bonus or two. So if he makes it to 8 or 9,
I think he's going to get man of the match, unless Given does.
Oh yeah, well yeah. So that would be nice. I'd rather Larson stayed off the pitch for that, and then I'll get Gardner up to vice.
I'm assuming
yeah, I'll only have 10. But
Harper Sing's going to have a higher rating here, I think. So Atherton off. No bonus points seemingly tonight for Peter Atherton. If he was having a good rating.
Pain in my life, Peter. I'm trying to explain to people that Honcho is still a better choice than Peter Atherton. It's been the bane of my life.
You've been listening to me too long, mate. If you're trying to jump on board the Honcho train,
I still believe in it. I am never going to own Peter Atherton this year because I think that we could go weeks and weeks without anything. Whereas I think Honcho's still got the better floor. Well, Southgate. I like Southgate more, but obviously he was injured, so I don't know.
Best defender in the game, right? Honcho.
Gareth Southgate's best defender in the game, definitely.
Quite a lot of clean sheets still. I don't think how many people have got. Arsenal 1-0. I saw a few people with Ashley Cole in their team that wildcarded this week.
Yes, I.
This is the biggie for people. The Chelsea one is. I know it's not that different. He's having a few mazy runs tonight. Who's he turned into? Beckenbauer.
He used to do that though in real life a little bit. He used to carry the
Desai.
He used to carry the ball quite well in real life, didn't he?
Yeah, but I wouldn't call him a.
Oh no, he wasn't Harry Maguire in a back five, but he did. He was all right with the ball at his feet. Even I remember that.
Just stolen Zenden's goal for you, mate, as well.
Well, with Desai assist, I'll take it to the bank. Especially those people with Babak, and they can sit there ruin it.
How am I going to get out of this? This isn't looking too. I might get more points here than I got last week, even though I've only got 7 players.
I wonder what we're going to get for.
Viduka's on 13 already, before bonus points. You assume he's going to get man of the match here, right?
You'd assume so. I don't know what the sort of captain stats will be. I can't imagine I reckon he's 3/4 captained in the top sort of 200, 250.
I want Larson to come on for that reason, because the only way obviously some people don't own him, and it's possible that some people who had both might have captained Larson.
Yeah, maybe, but they probably wouldn't have emergency captain Viduka. I can't see that happening.
Yeah, fair. So it's only the emergency captain as they're going to get. I can't say emergency captain Viduka.
So hopefully.
I think most that have got him are probably captained him, I would think.
I would have done. Unless you earned Ruud, then I could kind of understand that. If I earned Ruud, I would have captained him, I think.
But they're the unfortunate ones. You captain Ruud or Veron, vice Viduka. You're only going to get the vice points, aren't you?
Yeah.
Because, I can see people vicing Viduka and not emergency in him.
Fairly. Given's doing quite well. There was a guy who owned Given. He was in the top 20 for a while. I kept seeing him floating in and around owning Given.
He's been the sim pod in the week suggests he's the only keeper that.
Sorry,
Larson's not
Larson. No, Larson.
Larson is not getting on. All 3 substitutes used by Leeds, and they've not brought on Henrik Larsson. Henry Simpson's put. I'm down to 8.5 players because that Matt Zedis only counts as half a player. To be fair today, it doesn't look like he's had loads of saves. In the Sims, when Leeds were scoring 3s and 4s, they was having 20 shots in the game. It doesn't feel like Leeds have battered this.
So I've got to remember to get the cat in when this is over, by the way.
I'll remind you, mate, as we go off air. Don't forget.
I've just been told she's just gone to bed. She's like, don't forget the cat.
Did you check she's got enough ice for bed?
She's all sorted, don't you worry.
Need a vice captain, yeah. Join the club, John Shanley. I haven't got a vice captain tonight either. Fair play, Jose Vargas. Libra emergency. I'm hoping he's getting on for you, mate. A hat-trick for Viduka. 3 goals and an assist. These are the hauls you want.
Who's?
I think that was Liam Hart assist, I think.
I'd like a Bowie, something from Bowie, yeah, but
I'm our assist. I'm our assist.
Yeah.
Yeah,
That's good. I think it's
enough. Is that going to be enough to give me a green arrow?
Probably it's tough to say, really, isn't it, with these captain things? Because you find that although you see the captain numbers or you see the ownership stats, if you sort of concentrate it down to the top 200, top 250, the ownership starts to rocket for players like Viduka. He must be 75 to 80% owned minimum in that sort of area. So
a lot of people though. I was very close to not having him. So my very first wild card before we obviously got the leak and stuff this week, I didn't have Viduka. I had Van Nistelooy, Larsen, and Libra because I had Pedersen. And it was only when Pedersen was injured that I then had to reshuffle things around, and then I could afford to get Viduka.
Yeah.
So I was very close this week to not having if we hadn't been leaked the Pedersen injury, or not leaked, but if they hadn't got injured, I probably wouldn't have had Viduka here.
I'm one of those believers that Viduka is just always worth the money over Larsen. I'll only ever personally own Larsen if I'm doubling up, or if funds just can't let you have Viduka. I just think he's miles better. I think you run 100 sims. I think Viduka smashes it in so many of them. Larsen does well, granted, but
Viduka's just better though. Where you can do other things with a 2 million. I don't think people will disagree with Viduka being better. It's more. I think it's more what the 2 million gives you.
I think he's 2 million better. I do. But
it's 2 million better for Lewis Cousins tonight. Lewis Cousins has triple captained him.
Well, there was a couple of, we were speaking about this before we came on, weren't we? There was a couple of Captain Fantastics knocking around. I think someone else in the chat did it. And they must be the only logical Captain Fantastic would be Viduka. You're not going to do it on Ruud at home to Tottenham when it's likely United have a double later in the season.
I don't think you'll see a sim again in a single game week where a team averages over 3. Obviously, there's an opportunity that in a double, a team might average over 2 twice. And that's obviously suggests they'll get 4 in a double. So that's what you're kind of hoping for with a Captain Fantastic. But in a single game week, I'd imagine this will be the biggest.
Yeah, Leeds
are what?
Played Watford already.
I think it was 0-0 earlier in the season, I think, at home, like game week 3 or something.
Yeah, so if you go in Leeds, and then when have Man United got Watford? It's ages away, isn't it?
But Man United don't run, they'll go 2-0 and shut up, won't they?
Yeah. So, yeah, I guess it probably was the best punt for a single game week that we had left. It was risky considering it's all the doubles next week.
That's Liverpool, I think, might have just scored. Double,
so
clean sheet wipeout. That will hurt a lot of people.
Especially those who don't own Desai.
I don't know how to feel about that. I've got 2 Chelsea defenders, but I say some people have got 3.
I think if you... I was talking in the Discord a couple of weeks ago. I reckon the average Chelsea defender ownership is... I think people are about 1.5. I'd say 1.5, maybe 1.75. If you add up everyone and say the top couple of hundred. So I think if you've got 2, it's probably not a good thing that the clean sheet's gone because you're probably above the average. Whereas if you're below the average, it's probably a good thing. Still be happy for Captain Fantastic if you don't have a vice. I guess so.
Well, this is...
What is it? 0.5 difference on a vice. You don't have a vice at all, but it's 0.5 difference on a vice.
Yeah.
So it's not much. It's going to be what? Even if they score a goal, it's only a couple of points. So
I think you have to be right. Viduka is going to get... What's he on, 17 here?
I thought you were off there. I thought I was going to have to...
No, my cat keeps nudging the door open into the front room and obviously don't close the door behind itself. So I'm sure the wife doesn't want to listen to this.
Yeah, no, our cats, I don't know, we're going to get a cat at the back door. Oh no, we've got one cat staring at me though from over there.
I think if 17 points off your captain, so he's going to get 51 off Viduka. I think in a normal week, if you captained Fantastic with a captain and a vice, I think you'd be more than happy if you got 51 all in from those 2 players.
I think it's a tough one to take because I think if you ran it, say in the double next week, say I don't know, just as an example, you went for a Chelsea midfielder or a Chelsea defender and Leeds, and then they ended up getting a couple of goals, a couple of clean sheets, and you probably have met that or exceeded it, you'd feel a bit hard done by it. But no, I don't think it was a bad punt whatsoever. It's unlucky, but I don't think it was a bad choice as such. It was risky always is risky in a single game week, but I don't think it was a bad punt at all.
51 for both. You're looking at a captain getting 12 or something up to 36, and a vice getting 8. If a vice got 8 and the captain got 12, that wouldn't be 51 points.
No.
And if you used your captain fantastic and the captain got 12 and the vice got 8, I think you'd probably class that as not too bad, right?
Yeah, because really the vice matters now. Like I said, it's only 0.5 difference, and even if you score 10, then you're missing out on 5 points. Nothing here nor there in the long terms, but I don't know. Like you said, how often are people going to match 17 from their captain?
Very, very rarely. It's a defender. I saw last year, I captained Gardner in quite a big week last year. There was the strikers had good, all the premium strikers had good home games, but Bolton were coming out good in Sims in a home game. Clean sheet was maybe 50%.
Charlton,
they were scoring.
Charlton.
They ended up winning 5-1, and Gardner got a goal and an assist, but obviously the clean sheet got wiped out. But he scored a hat-trick in one of my Sims last year, and they kept a clean sheet with a defender. So I think 20 points from a player is really hard in this game, unless it's a really attacking defender who can keep a clean sheet and maybe get 2 attacking returns, 3 attacking returns, might get you 20.
Yeah.
But for a striker, how many times is this going to happen this year? A hat-trick and an assist as well? It's got to be quite rare, right?
Consider him also, if you think about it on average, in games outside of the really easy ones like Watford, how often are players like Viduka going to get even a brace, 2 braces and a double? Probably not.
He's going to get 60 as well here, because we're assuming he's, assumption he gets man of the match. That's going to be 20 tripled.
So 20. I don't think it's too bad going. Can we get Mark Viduka to Brentford to play Leeds on Sunday? I don't know. How old is he now?
Is he still better than Joe Gelhard and Rodrigo?
If I want to make people feel old, I remember Mark Viduka at Newcastle more than I remember him anywhere else.
Ennis Brecken's got 64 points with Viduka and Libra. Unfortunately, he's been a bit unlucky because, Viduka's going to stay as the vice. I know Libra scored 2 goals as well, but Libra from the emergency in that team will go to main captain. But still, 10-pointer is it for Libra at the moment before bonus points? Yeah, he's probably going to get man of the match as well, unless a defender, unless Issa gets it.
Not bad going. I think, like you said, the big scores, 64 is pretty good going. I think anyone who went for Captain Fantastic in a single game week, especially on Libra, where anything could have happened, Sunderland have got a good game, but Libra's not always reliable to smash it. I think you're going to take that. I don't think you're getting a better outcome from a Libra of Viduka with no Ruud than I
like it when people take a sort of educated punt in a week where not many people are doing it like this. Leeds had a really high upside. If you had Viduka and Larson this week, knowing what Leeds could do, this could have been a 6 or 7 goal game, right? I know from the shots Leeds were having, they could have scored 6 or 7 tonight.
Yeah.
Is it that stupid to play Captain Fantastic if you've got both the strikers?
No, and also I think we have to take doubles a little bit more with a pinch of salt in this game because of rep and because of rotation and because things are a little less predictable with team sheets. And often, how many times have we had doubles? We had Ruud last year, didn't we? Where we all triple captained him and he smashed it out of the park.
No, I didn't. I triple captained Barthez.
Oh yeah, I triple captain. There's that example, and then there was the example where Derby had a triple game week in the first season. But other than that, there's not actually that many doubles we've had over the 3 years where we could comfortably say that the chips we've played have had ridiculous upside for a huge amount of people. So I think doing a single game week is not, especially considering we have more chips this year. Arguably, the bonus point chip's better in a double than anything else, and free hits pretty good in a double. I don't think it's a bad punt.
And you're going to want to use the chips when the team's got a double of 2 home games. And there's a chance of repping 2 home games, right? Especially if it's for a team they've got a higher rep themselves.
not even rep it. You can just get unlucky. You can get this game is the variance just exists. Like you could have Viduka in 2 plum homes, maybe not Watford, but anything else, and he could get 1 goal, 2 goals. Whereas away at Watford, I wonder how many of the games I can't remember what the sim data off the top of my head, but I wonder how many games he didn't score in. If you'd have ran 50 sims, probably not very many.
No, and maybe say I know it's backfired because Larson hasn't played, but you've got that. It's a relative safety net if you use it in an away fixture that your player's going to play.
Yeah.
So maybe it was a good week to do it this week. I hadn't even considered it, to be fair.
Yeah,
but
neither did I.
The logic is there.
Viduka, and like I said earlier on, Larson generally just misses out on 6 to 10 games a season, regardless of rep and rotation. It just happens because they've got so many attacking options. Whereas Viduka will play 35. Most injuries aside, he will pretty much play 35.
So another one, 4-0 Sunderland.
4-0.
Sabon with the assist and
Tim Cahill. Power header, probably.
Started down the right side again, though. Gary Till to Libra to Sabon. Ben Graham, who did Burton come on for? I think One Chop is still on. I haven't seen his name much in the comms, though.
No, I haven't seen much from Man City. But I always say Man City are probably the, not now so much, but one of the best teams to have defenders at home to, because they really shut up shop away from home. They did last season. They did this season. They're still one of the best teams to target for home defenders because they just don't really do that well away when it comes to goals. They don't concede that many, but they don't do that well.
No, low scoring home win is quite likely in a Man City away game.
Yeah, and usually a win to 0, usually a 1 or 2-0 to the home side when it's Man City. So yeah, I think if your defenders are at home, they're always a good option.
Okay, thank you, Ryan. He came on for Huckabee. Stephen, Billy reminiscing about triple captain in Poom. Yeah, I did that. How have I used my triple captain both seasons so far on a goalkeeper? What am I doing? I was convinced last year in that treble, Man United was going to keep 3 clean sheets, so I picked 3 defenders, and I think they only kept 1 clean sheet.
Yeah, didn't they? We had a phase last year with United where they just kept keeping clean sheets over and over and over and over.
This year they've kept loads. Last year they had a really bad record of facing like 2 shots, 1 on target, and it went in. It seemed to happen so many times like in season 2 that they'd let 1 in, and you look at the stats after the game, and it'd be like 3 shots, 1 on target, 3 shots, 2 on target, and the amount of times it went in. Even that memorable Millwall game, Millwall beat them, didn't they?
Yeah.
In one of the games, I don't think they had many shots in that game either. Millwall, everything seemed to go in.
I miss Millwall. They were Alexanderson was the 4.5 of dreams, wasn't he? On pens as well.
Yeah, they had some all right players.
But yeah, we got into the last 10 minutes. It's quieting down a little bit from other than Mark Viduka just scoring over and over and over.
Yeah, I think we'll get something. I think there might be another goal in the Everton Blackburn game.
Yeah,
I'm still hopeful of something more from Gardner. Elliot saying Man United still haven't let a goal in at home this year. It's unusual because their rep's so high that any away team basically just plays ultra defensive against Man United. So very few teams will have more than say 4 or 5 shots away to Man United. Leeds will be a good test next week. What they do. But I wouldn't be surprised even next week, Leeds, if they end up with like 4 shots or something at Old Trafford next week.
We have, it's quite realistic this game because all the big games tend to be utterly boring. Didn't we have, what was it, last season when Chelsea played Liverpool? Although Liverpool are not massively amazing.
Like 3-0, wasn't it, or something?
Yeah, we spoke about like having 2 of each. Because didn't you run 2 Chelsea, 2 Liverpool defenders on a wild card or something?
Yeah, Honcho, Hippier, Thierry Henry.
And they were playing each other soon, and you were...
Yeah. I thought it was going to be 0-0 and it was 3-0 or something.
Something ridiculous, yeah. Henry shot from distance.
Get the crossbar.
No. I think an Arsenal defender was a decent punt if you were going on wildcard. They've got 5 homes in 6. So I don't think, although Ashley Cole's probably a little bit expensive.
It's the lack of bonus points, isn't it?
Yeah, but I still think if you're looking at, say, 3 clean sheets in 5, and then the odd attack in return, you might be looking all right. What we got?
The centre backs, I think Lescott seems fairly nailed since he signed, but they play zonal marking, don't they? Arsenal, which stops their defenders being quite as aggressive and involved in key things.
Yeah.
So
someone's just asked, what happens to my team with Ruud captain, Viduka vice, Ehiog emergency captain? You just get Viduka vice.
Just Viduka vice, unfortunately. Yeah, no captain for you tonight, buddy.
Yeah, it's slightly, it confused me when I first started playing Gaffer Championship. That was the thing. But
who was that? Leeds again. I was Petit. Herculean effort from Petit.
Should have been Zenden, but I hope Zenden's not out for ages.
Yeah, so unfortunately, Natalie, that if you've got a captain and an emergency, the vice doesn't get promoted. I'm pretty sure, 99% sure, that you just get vice points.
Well, FPL Gills has just come in and said he's just got in. Did you go, Benjamin? I'm sure you had him, and he's had a good time.
At least I've got 7. At least I got Viduka captain. He's got 8 and no Viduka.
I think anyone with no Viduka is on, unless you Luke, is on for a red. But Luke does have him, I think. Goal.
That's the goal conceded, I think.
It was that.
Paul Williams. He just came on for Coventry.
I'd debate that one. I think it was Gronkiar.
It's not Gronky. He's not in that game.
Oh, it's Coventry. Oh, sorry. I thought it got red. Why was it?
I think the colours were wrong. They mentioned Ian Walker though.
Sorry, I was confused there. I thought we were on the Borough game there.
Yeah, David's lucky he didn't do the stream tonight. It's not been too bad actually. I was fearing the worst here because I was on wildcard. I sort of asked if I could do this one, thinking that it'd be nice to have a good week when I was on stream, and then to see 7 men made me think this is going to be a bad stream. But I think I probably got out of it not too bad.
My only other appearance, I got game week rank of 6 the last time I was on. Won't be, and I was in the top 30 then. I'm not in the top 30 now.
Ben Graham, that's an interesting stuff. How have you ended up with Ronnie Johnson? He took Ronnie Johnson out for Williams and then left him third sub. I get Moyed, Ian Walker's my emergency captain because no Ruud. Strange emergency captain, but I suppose if you banked on the Leicester clean sheet, I think Coventry in the Sims only average like 0.5 or something. So I guess there was a... Hang on, something's going on in the chat now. Who's that taking over? Is that one of those guess the emoji footballers, is it, we've got to play? Oh, in fact, it's a dating spam, but I thought we had to guess the player. Lip. I don't know who that is there. Some of them have been around the Discord, haven't they, this year? Guess the player from a load of emojis that look nothing like the player.
Shearer squared the book.
John Shanley's asked the sex bot who they're captain.
Spambot does more than Van Nistelooy and Larson combined. I assume Ben Graham. I assumed Ronnie Johnson. That was a good assumption, mate. Assuming, I wish I'd have been in your brain, mate, and we'd have known that there was Man United rep.
Yeah, he played Ronnie Johnson, didn't he?
No, I think he took him out. I think that's what he said.
Yeah, I know, but I'm saying he's actually in the Man United.
Oh, is he starting? Sorry. Oh, yeah. He's the only one who did start. Oh, Neville started as well, didn't he?
Villa don't make a lot of deal. Oh, it's Hendry.
No.
Backstick. Come on, Watford. Oh, injury for Balaban. Who's coming on here? Vassell? Oh, that's Craig Stewart, I think, young Villa player. Didn't make a... Not sure he made an appearance in real life, but I've managed Villa enough times on the game.
I was waiting for you to tell me who that was. There you go.
Lambrapoulos back in goal tonight, by the way. I put Betterson in my wild card as my backup keeper because he's played 3 in a row before this game. So I was kind of feeling like he...
Christie. I think if you didn't go Libra on wild card, I think Christie wasn't the worst punt this week because Everton's fixtures are okay. He's decent in game as well, Christie, for his value.
He's just realised that, triple Chelsea defence. Well, Shivkovsky, so we'll count him as a defender. Triple Chelsea defence. Stuart got an assist, did he, in real life? I'm assuming that's who Ben Graham's talking about. I don't remember that, if he got an assist.
No, Larson hasn't come on.
They used Trove. They decided to use all their substitutes after about 65 minutes and thought it was more important to bring Woodgate on for a defender than Larson.
Not exactly hunting for goals, are they?
Yeah, Hart for Singh, wasn't it? Imar for McPhail and Woodgate for Radaby. I think they decided to do about 65 minutes. We don't want to restart the Sim, Graham. I think all in, so I've lost my double Man United clean sheet, which I pretty much banked on. But apart from that, it's not ended up too bad.
No, it's not ended up too bad. We're going to the last minutes. There's bound to be something that happens.
Going to get one more goal.
Good answer.
Perlo's beard's got Christie off the bench for Ekiog. Fair play. What are you doing, Perlo? Benching a home striker? That's.
I exclusively say don't bench a striker.
So don't bench a home striker. He's got away with it this week because Ekiog's not turned up. But I thought that was sort of rule number 1 of ChampMan, wasn't it? Play all your home strikers.
Yeah, well, I will not and haven't benched a home striker or a striker all season, and I won't ever bench a striker. I don't. The goal percentage for strikers is just so inflated. I'd never bench a striker. I don't care if you're away to Man United. You might score.
Yeah, I might do that. I'd be semi-consider benching an away game. Vicarage Road. Come on, Watford. I love it if they wiped out the clean sheet of Gary Kelly here.
Gary Kelly's probably fairly well owned. Other than that, headed by Gale. Paul Robertson, the keeper. No, Luis Suarez behaviour there from other Paul Robinson.
Left wing back Paul Robinson.
He's quite good, you know. He does some weird, wacky stuff in game, but he does get some quite good attacking numbers sometimes for Watford.
He's a steady left back. If you're sort of a fairly bang average Prem team in this game or a Championship team, he's a decent person to have, isn't he?
That's full time, so nothing to finish us off with.
No, look, well, say clean sheet wise here, some people might have had a piece of Arsenal. If you were probably more likely to be those on wild card, but Ashley Cole maybe. Bradford.
Some people might have had Bradford's keeper. He's not too. He's fairly okay owned, and not many clean sheets for people though.
It's Issa, isn't it? A big haul, clean sheet, and a goal.
And Gary Kelly as well.
To come. So yeah, Kelly probably on for. Well, Viduka's going to get 10 right, a man of the match. So it's then how many other? Possibly another 10 in that game for Leeds. Probably a few 9s. Kelly might have some bonus, but even an 8 might not be enough for bonus in that Leeds game.
No, I think Viduka will have Keel. Yeah, maybe not.
So it's Issa, isn't it? Issa could be on for a double figure haul here, I would think.
I think so, yeah. I would be surprised if he wasn't in at least 2 bonus points. But they will start flowing through soon.
So if we give Viduka the man of the match, I don't think it's that unrealistic. He's going to be on 20.
Yeah.
Is that right?
20, yeah.
Yeah, there won't be, even in a double, I think players will struggle to get a 20-point haul. I'll go on record now. I think that might be the highest return in a game week this year, even if we get a double. If Man United get a treble, I suppose someone might break 20.
Yeah, possibly. It's weird for United, though, isn't it? Because, like you said, they attack and then they shut up shop. But actually, if it was a triple with a couple of homes, you could see a defender quite easily get. Sylvester could get a 20, couldn't he? Could get like an 8 and a 9, and then.
If it's 3 home games, Van Nistelooy is probably going to get 8 in all of them.
Yeah. And to be fair, maybe they're going to keep 19 home clean sheets this season. That'd be pretty good going, wouldn't it?
I wouldn't rule it out, to be honest. Wouldn't rule it out.
I don't think I've ever seen it. I don't think anyone's ever seen 19 home clean sheets. That'd be pretty mad.
Not the sort of thing you look for, though, when you're playing yourself, is it? Even when I was simming, I don't remember really looking for.
I used to look at clean sheet numbers, and I can't remember ever seeing 90. Maybe I might have done. I can't really remember now. Arsenal City bonus. Pires 3, Cole 2, Parlour 2, Oaks with a save point. So pretty standard.
We've got to run through these people who are rushing off to go and watch the Port Vale Swindon penalty shootout.
Yeah, so Pires with 3 bonus and Parlour and Cole. So Cole's done pretty well. The Pires is probably the only really
8 for Ashley Cole. Perez has got 8 as well. He got an assist, didn't he?
Oh, he got an assist, yeah.
So Perez 8, Ashley Cole 8, Parlour scored.
Yeah.
So Parlour's got
10.
No, 9. Is it 5 for a goal, midfielder?
Yeah, 5.
So he's got 9. Yeah, decent for those 3. Yeah, decent start, Ashley Cole. I did kind of half think about it.
Ricketts 3 bonus, Dyer 2, Gardner only got 1 bonus. Given save point, and then Luchetti, Hansen, Farrelly, and Court all also got 1. So Gardner got 1.
Kieran Dyer assist and 2 bonus, so that's 7 for Kieran Dyer again.
8 for Gardner.
Is it 8?
Yeah, goal and a 1 bonus. Oh, 8, 9 even. 6 points for a defender goal, isn't it?
Yeah, so he's got
9.
Yeah, 9 pointer for Gardner.
So I had him emergency captain. He's gone to my vice, so he'll have got me 13.
Decent. Like 3 shots, 2 on target. He may be a bit unlucky not to get a bit more tonight, Gardner. Most shots in that Bolton team tonight. For those that had Shearer, I think there's a few people moaning in the chat earlier, understandably, that he's not done very much again. Just the one on target. He got a 6 average rating tonight, Shearer. Just the 1 shot, 1 on target, a yellow card and a 6.
Gunnarsson max bonus. I'm not even going to attempt to pronounce the Bradford keeper. I'll leave that one to you.
Said.
Yeah, 2 for him. Holt got 2, Plummer 2, Jess 2, Hoekstra 2, Alpine 2, and Hadji 2. And the Bradford keeper with a save point. So Gunnarsson's got that was an 8-pointer.
8-pointer inspired getting him in. Our fix has a 9-pointer. Our fix has got a 9-pointer as well. Decent all round. So Plummer with an 8-pointer. Our fix had 9. Gunnarsson, is it 8?
Yeah, assists, 3 bonuses.
Yeah. Andy Holt.
No, Larson didn't come on. Perlo's beard.
Andy Holt pulled out and he got an assist. An 11-pointer for Andy Holt.
I think so. Is that right?
Yeah, I think he's got an 11-pointer.
Chelsea, Terry max bonus, Desai 2, Forsell 2, and a point save point for Kirkland. So Desai with a 7-pointer because he got an assist.
And Terry 5.
So not bad.
Not doing too bad here, am I?
No, you're on for quite a good week. I think I'm all right as well. Who have I got? Gronke got an assist.
I'm glad I went Terry in the end over Babayaro because I wouldn't say it was 50-50. I did favour Terry, but I did waver a little bit about maybe getting Babayaro as the second Chelsea defender. But I am naturally a guy that prefers a centre back.
Yeah, me and you have spoken about this many times. We're both all in on centre half. You know, in this game, I think if you keep playing it over and over and over, I think the centre backs just come out on top generally. Gardner seems to be the only fullback that tends to keep up consistently in most seasons. With the
no booking for Gunnarsson, Perlo's beard. There wasn't actually a booking in that game. He's been quite lucky, Gunnarsson, because there's actually about 9 players in the Bradford Villa game. They've got an 8. And Gunnarsson was given man of the match. He's pulled out a Herman Hreidarsson special there, getting man of the match when everyone gets the 8.
Everton, Blackburn, Christie with 3, and then lots of people on 2. Paz, Weir, Nyarko?
Alex Nyarko, yeah.
Cerritos, Di Matteo, Taylor, Weatherall, Duff, Jansen, Ben and Ludvigsen all got 2, and then Lambropoulos with a save point. So I've got a few bonus from Weatherall as well. It was nice in an away game. I didn't expect much from him, so that's a 4-pointer.
Jensen dipped in with is that 5? It'll be 7, won't it?
Yeah. How many goals did Malcolm Christie get? 1. So Malcolm Christie got what?
9.
And a 9-pointer as well. So not bad going.
Big late goal for Christie.
Borough, Marinelli with 3, and then Doherty and Ricard with 2. Pullen 2 save points, and Cudicini with 1.
8 for Ricard then.
Yeah, 8 for Ricard. So I think I've pretty much got returns. Bowes, I think, so far.
Yeah, Ricard. 4 shots, 3 on target. Slightly unlucky, Hamilton Ricard there.
I think Bowes is my only player so far who's not got a return.
I didn't go for him on wildcard. He was my big sort of question mark on wildcard. I had him. I thought I really wanted him, and then that product did put me off him. And then, especially when I went to Veron, I wanted to save money. I left him. So I was a bit worried about this game, but it's worked out okay. He's got to get 3 points, isn't he? Because obviously got the clean sheet.
Yeah, we're waiting on that Leeds bonus.
Who is the Everton player? Let's find out if there was an Everton player in this game who didn't get any bonus points. I bet it was David Weir again.
Weir got 2. So Leicester bonus, Benjamin 3, and then Delaney, your man, Live, Bridge Wilkinson, Edie, big, there you go, Benno, and Williams all with 2, and then Walker and Bray both got a save point. So quite a few people own Bray, but that's a 2-pointer.
I've got Benjamin in my draft team and Ricard. Benjamin, Ricard, and Henri is my strike force in the draft game we play. So not too bad tonight in that.
No.
Delaney's
probably not had the best season, other than Ricard's done all right.
No, yeah, it's not been going well. I've got Tiato in there, who's obviously underperforming. Stephen Hughes in there, who's underperforming. Imar, who's pretty much underperforming. They're good names on paper, aren't they?
That's quite a decent team. I remember you showed me it right at the start, and I thought your team was pretty good.
Yeah, none of them.
What do we know?
Team full of flops. At least with Delaney, it's not all bad. At least Coventry scored. So, and if I got Delaney, I don't know who I'd have left out. To be fair, so it's
United. Oh, it's not loaded. Andy Cole, max bonus, and then Neville, Ronnie Onson, Scholes, Dunn, York, Sereni, Richards, Langley, and Wright Phillips, all with 2.
How the hell has John Wright Phillips got 2 bonus points here?
Sereni with a save point. Just the drum roll for this Max Issa bonus.
Sereni's nabbed 5 points at Old Trafford. Decent if anyone's still persevering.
Yeah, he was quite a popular option at the start, wasn't he? It was like him or Headman seemed to be the 2 choices. But I think people slowly realised that Tottenham would just turn into mush when it comes to season 3. So
I started Sereni and then went out Manzidas on first wildcard, but I had Sereni first 5 weeks.
Yeah. To be fair, both Tottenham and Coventry aren't great defences in the game, and Coventry seemed to finish on the right side of the variance, and Tottenham didn't. So,
yeah, I like Ashley Live for Leicester. He's good on this game. Another one, like young, he starts off like 18, but he's got reasonably good stats.
No max bonus for Issa, no bonus at all for Issa.
Oh yes, he has got 1 point. 1 point.
Oh yeah, he does. Sorry, Libra on 3. And then Teal 2, Gray, Larson, Issa, Cahill, Sibinall with 1, and Puma and Marshall with a save point each. It was quite good in game.
Like Ryan Nurse has benched Sereni because he played Kirkland. I think that's kind of understandable.
Yeah. Yeah, that makes sense. But, I don't know. Away to Chelsea wasn't... But then away to United, I guess, yeah. The only thing with the way to United is you're probably going to face a few more shots than away to Chelsea, so maybe.
Pete Carter said he's got more bonus points given out in the Everton game than points in his team this week.
And then we're going up for our final and the most important bonus coming up.
I think I've got about 5 man of the matches tonight, I think.
Big Mark Viduka with 3, and then Lyons and Gary Kelly with 2, and Atmat Zidis with a save point.
How has the Watford sweeper got 2 bonus points?
Well, because he's probably been a very busy boy. 105 key headers against Mark Viduka.
Gary Kelly hurts a bit there.
What did he do? How did he do, this Lions guy? He got 3 tackles. Yeah, 4 headers, 2 key headers. 1 shot on target as well.
He's done all right at Viduka, to be fair. He only had 3 shots on target and they all went in. He did have 7 shots in the game, but only 3 on target, all in.
It's a clinical boy.
But yeah, Gary Kelly fulfilling the usual role of Tarico this week. There's always that one defender that gets quite a big return who I don't have. Let's say Tarico.
Gary Kelly's been good this year, hasn't he?
I'm not his biggest fan either. He's steady enough. I think there's better, but good night.
Yeah, Leeds wing backs are weird as well. They can be quite quiet because they just seem to attack. Their attackers are just so good. It just the ball seems to move around a lot when they get towards the final third. But yeah, it was a good week for both of us, I think.
Yeah, Perlo's beer. I don't think it's as good as that. Perlo's beer's got 93. I don't think my 7 men have managed to get 93 points.
I don't know how. I could.
Moyes only got 37. That's trouble because anyone at Captain Viduka's got 40 just for that. So yeah, red arrows. I think anyone that's under 50 points is probably a red arrow. I think.
Well, I've got 60 just from a few I can think of, so I'm not doing too bad.
No, yeah, I think I'm steady week this week.
Yeah, big joining
those that persevered this week. I say it was a rough first sort of half an hour or so, but we got through it. We started late, caught everything up. Thank you, Captain. I know you're not visible, but thanks for sorting it all out in the end. I know he's an absolute nutcase day for him, isn't it?
Yeah, he's a risky man. He likes to take big risks, but we got there in the end, and it's been a good night, really.
Yeah, it was, and I didn't have to tolerate Villa drawing with Burnley. I think I probably would have got pissed off watching.
At least Leeds go down.
I've got money on Leeds getting relegated this year, so one saving grace if that comes in. But we'll call it there, Alex. Unless there's any more pearls of wisdom you got.
No pearls of wisdom. But until next time.
Just to quickly the team of the week. So our FX had 9 points. Issa 13, Ronnie Johnson 11, Holt 11, then Teal 11, Parla 10, Marinelli 10, Petit 12, Libra 13, Viduka 20, Benjamin 12. So that's the team of the week for this week. Obviously, Viduka the star man. So I don't know who's on next week yet. Obviously, the man on pod will be out Monday evening. We try and record it, I think, early evening Monday, hopefully. So that should be out Monday night. I don't know how helpful it will be because after stuff we said this week didn't actually come true. So, but at least Leeds scored 4, which is good. So yeah, we'll call it there. Thanks, Alex. Speak to you again soon, buddy.
See you later.
Bye.